welcome to Simbly Chumma. Finally, the T20 World Cup 2021 is here. It was supposed to happen last year, and after all of this whole corona pandemic, finally it's happening, and are we grateful or what?
Extremely grateful.
So what do you think, Harish? How excited are you? Are you pumped up?
Extremely pumped up. There are a lot of great teams, a lot of great players, a lot of after seeing a lot of franchise cricket, we are finally seeing the World Cup, international cricket after a long time, and it's quite heartening to see this.
I know, it's amazing, and we have 4 new teams also joining the Super 12, right?
The 4 teams are
Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Scotland, and Namibia.
I thought that Ireland is going to come, but Namibia they actually beat Ireland to qualify. It's quite
It'll be really interesting to see how they perform in the actual Super 12 matches, right? And we've also seen a couple of warm-up matches, and some of the, of course, for India, it's all been favorable, so we're really super excited about that. But what we're really here to talk about is the second Super 12 match, which is happening today, which is England versus West Indies. Who do you think is going to win?
This is going to be a tough game, isn't it? I personally feel that I have a small doubt West Indies is going to come up.
Really? West Indies has got all oldies, man. I mean, Chris Gayle is 42.
I mean, oldies, we saw how CSK has won the IPL after being termed as oldies.
Yeah, senior citizens.
So I personally feel that the age doesn't matter, whether you're fit enough. I think if you're going to talk about Bravo,
Bravo's performance was fantastic.
Spectacular.
Really good.
Andrew Russell, if you're going to talk about him, let's talk about Pollard, Simmons. They are performing even now.
That's true.
Yes, Chris Gayle is unable to run those runs, but he was unable to run even 10 years back.
Yeah. So Gayle is just all about, he's the universe boss. He's all about the sixes. Yeah. Let's see. He even sat out the last few matches of the IPL 2021, hoping that he gets enough rest for.
Will he get a chance? Will he get a chance? That's a big question, isn't it? Will he get a chance?
Will he get a chance, and will he actually be able to perform?
That's exactly the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's get on with the match.
Next is also talking about
England.
Right? So England basically have won the World Cup 2019, the ODI World Cup. And they have also won one of the warm-up matches. West Indies lost both their warm-up matches.
Correct. But I personally feel that there is a small masala out there. I think West Indies was not trying to win the match at all. Let's just imagine Roston Chase was actually scored one of the slowest half centuries that I have seen. And this guy can hit the big six quite easily. I think that they were thinking was doing a warm-up.
They were trying to get warmed up.
They just want to warm themselves up. They just want a practice match. They were not thinking of winning, I personally feel. And they were trying out different things. I think they already have the 11. Actually, I remember Pollard actually telling that they already have a 11. The only thing that I personally feel that they should bring Jason Holder into the 15 squad. He is right now in the reserve. If he is in the 15 squad, because Jason Holder has been exceptional in the IPL and in the UAE leg, I personally feel that Jason Holder should be in the 15 leg and should be in the 11. That is the only thing that I feel, and maybe Pollard will think about it. Pollard is quite feisty and quite a thinker.
But I think England, one of the biggest shockers for England is the fact that we already knew Ben Stokes is not going to be playing. Jofra Archer is not in the side.
Well, Jofra Archer was not in the side for the past several years.
So we were hoping that he'll play, right?
Because of that accident that happened. But because of Jofra Archer not being there, England is looking like a completely different side. Because I personally feel that they shot up in the ranks because of Jofra Archer. Jofra Archer, the way he bowls, just exceptional. So I personally feel that one guy changed, as well as Ben Stokes, obviously. Now that Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer not being there, Sam Curran missing out.
Sam Curran, yeah, he has a back injury and he's not going to be playing.
So because of all those things, I personally feel that there is a possibility for West Indies to come up trumps, because England is completely clueless what is their playing 11. Yes, they have won against New Zealand, but that doesn't mean anything.
With respect to batsmen, they have
warm-up matches usually doesn't mean anything. I still remember in 1996 warm-up matches, Sri Lanka lost the match, and then
they emerged. They won the cup.
They didn't lose at all the entire series. Okay.
But so it's a confidence booster, right? So you are warming up, but when you win, it's a confidence booster.
True.
Of course, England has David Malan, but honestly, he's not done well in the warm-up matches. Probably the UAE pitches are not.
David Malan also
suiting.
is spectacular in England pitches, in Australian pitches. It's almost similar, right? But in slow pitches, in India, he hasn't performed well. In UAE, he hasn't performed well. Even though he's termed as a best T20 player, I don't think he's exceptional in all kind of pitches. He just needs few more matches, maybe, but still.
Let's take a look at the form of both the teams. So in the last 5 matches, England has won 4 out of 5.
This is the international matches alone. We are not talking about the warm-up matches.
Warm-up matches. We are not taking that into consideration. So in the last 5 international matches, England has won 4 out of those and losing only 1 to Pakistan. And
they played against Pakistan and Sri Lanka in the last 5 matches, and one of them was one they lost with opposite Pakistan. And for West Indies, they played against Australia, Pakistan, and against those West Indies have lost 1 match against Pakistan, 1 match against Australia, won 3 against Australia and the root. So that means that they are
equally
the only thing is West Indies have a lot of experience because almost all their players have played IPL. Right?
I think Gale has played all the IPLs.
Yes, all the IPLs. I'm talking about this IPL, the last IPL.
I meant Gale has played all the T20 World Cups.
Yeah, T20 World Cups.
And he's good with IPL.
So almost all the players have match experience in Dubai, in UAE.
In UAE, correct.
So that is something which can help West Indies in a big way. Yes, their Puran is not in extremely good form. His average is almost less than 5 in Dubai. Okay, let's get on with the head-to-head. The last 5 matches these two have played against each other. England have won 3 times, and West Indies have won twice.
Let's take a look at the head-to-head between England versus West Indies.
In the head-to-head history, in the last 18 matches that these two have played international cricket against each other, West Indies have won 11 of those. England have won 7. But when you talk about the average runs scored by each team, England have an advantage. Even though they have won just 7 matches, they have won it very comprehensively. Let's say 153.3 is their average, compared to 139.6 for West Indies. So
and
that means...
Another interesting fact is when you look at the T20 World Cup head-to-head, right? So West Indies have won all the 5 matches against England. This includes the 2016 T20 World Cup finals.
Yes. Let's talk about the head-to-head in recent times, which again these two teams, the last 5 matches that these two have played, which the last match being that final that you were talking about in Kolkata. After that, they've played 4 matches, and England have won 3. So it's
going to be really interesting to see who wins.
Extremely interesting match according to me. Let's see how it goes. Let's talk about
the ground. So today they're going to be playing at Dubai, right? So what do you think about the pitch there? How is it? Is it going to be? Who is it going to favor?
The one thing after seeing the IPL, right? We saw that in the last leg of IPL in Dubai, it was getting slower. It was a little difficult for people to score runs, but people who were chasing usually won.
Correct.
Right? But in international cricket, Dubai hasn't conducted an international game for the past 2 years. Before pandemic, 2019 was the last time that Dubai had an international game. After that, they didn't play any international games in Dubai. Yes, there are a lot of franchise cricket, a lot of T20 matches, but not in international matches. And this is usually before that. It is in international cricket. It is first batting friendly, pace friendly, but right now it has completely changed. It is still pace friendly. People who can bowl that slow balls are usually much more effective in getting wickets. And spinners might get a mileage to bring down the runs and not get.
They can
many
slow
wickets.
down the pace of scoring.
But they might not get many wickets, according to me.
79% of the team batting first has won.
This is the last 5 years, but last 5 years, in the last 2 years, they haven't played any cricket here, so we don't have enough matches to go by.
Also, there is news.
But
that
when you talk
probably
about T20s, then it completely changes. If you talk about T20s in Dubai, it completely changes. And what about the pitch?
Yeah, so they are saying that the pitch is also, these are not the same pitches that were used for IPL. So we really don't know how it's.
That's going to be the question. That's
going to be very interesting to see.
That's going to be interesting.
So we're basing most of our information, our analysis based on what
usually in IPL we saw they used two pitches. One was extremely slow, one was okay, decent, and this we don't know which pitch they are going to use. That's going to be the question. That's going to be the highlight of this tournament. But before that, is it okay for us to choose the playing level, choose the fantasy level? Because we don't know about the pitches, right?
I think you need to watch a couple of matches first, right?
You
need to see how the pitch works, and probably which player is able to be more effective in those pitches, and then decide your playing level.
But still, we still have some kind of data for us to give you, so that you can choose your 11 if you are going with it. So we are still going to give you, but we personally feel that see a few matches, check out how it's working, and then go for all the fantasy 11 picks, right? Okay,
before we get there, wait, let's talk about head-to-head players, right?
Yes.
Now we're talking about England batsmen. So we're first taking Sam Bellings. In the 4 matches against West Indies, he has got 109 runs at an average of 36.33, but his strike rate has been 157.97.
That is spectacular, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Especially when Sam Bellings is usually the middle order batsman, so big average is not what is required from him. We need strike rate, and strike rate is just exceptional for Sam Bellings.
For T20, strike rate is what really matters.
And Sam Bellings is perfect for it.
And similarly, Josh Butler, right? Look at his strike rate. He's got a strike rate of 133.33.
Correct. And average of 25.7.
Yeah, 9 innings, 135 runs.
As an opener, that strike rate is actually good. But I personally feel that as an opener, for any batsman, you should have an average of more than 30. 30 is not.
So the opening pair is really crucial. It's like they are the anchors, right? They stabilize the innings. And when they give you a really good start, make sure that you sail through the power play and all of that. So it becomes really easy for the rest of the team to back up that kind of performance.
So we were actually talking about Butler, no? Let's talk about West Indies opener as well, Lendl Simmons. In 9 matches, this guy has hit 144 at an average of 18.75 and a strike rate of 104.17 in T20s.
That's not very impressive.
That is not impressive at all. But that also means that even if this guy has scored this many runs, still West Indies have won.
Amazing.
Isn't it?
Then we have Nicholas Pooran. So in 3 innings, he's got 70 runs at an average of 23.33 and a strike rate of 120.69.
Unfortunately, we don't have much data about all the because they haven't played enough T20s in the last few years, and there are a lot of newcomers in both the sides. So we don't have enough data. Let's say a Livingston hasn't played in even a single match against West Indies, right? So that is completely different. Liam Livingston being is considered as England's trump card, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Let's say even David Mahan hasn't played a match against West Indies. These are all the problems right now. That's why we don't have enough data. Let's talk about England bowlers. Adil Rashid. 7 matches, he has taken 11 wickets at an economy of 6.20. That is spectacular according to me. And Dubai pitches, will he be effective? That is the question. In Sharjah pitches, I think that Adil Rashid will be spectacular. But again, if you talk about if you can bring down the runs, that itself is a huge thing in T20. And 6.20 is exceptional. Let's talk about Chris Jordan, who's a death over specialist. In 7 matches, he's taken 10 wickets at an economy of 7.87. That is brilliant for death over bowler. And an average of 18.1 against West Indies. Superb.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at West Indian bowlers.
Yes.
So we have Dwayne Bravo. Bravo is Bravo. So 12 matches, 10 innings. He's taken 12 wickets at an economy of 8.94.
Just 10 innings. He hasn't bowled in 2 matches, I guess. Yeah. He's taken 12 wickets. 8.94. That's a little high.
It's a little higher.
Little high according to me. 8 is 8. Under 8 is good, but above 8 is usually not that good. So 8.94. Again, most of the overs that he bowls is the last few overs, right?
Correct. But 12 wickets, but still
8.94. 8.94 is quite high. Russell, we don't have much details about all the new bowlers right now. So that's why we have Russell here. 8 matches, 4 wickets, and economy of 8.06. Let's get on with the important stats.
One important thing to note over here is that since the start of 2021, Gale has hit only 227 runs in 16 T20 international matches. This is at an average of 17.46. Of course, he has a strike rate of 117.61.
Which is also bad.
Yeah, but his average is almost 20 points less than his usual career average.
That's almost
really,
almost 37 is so that's true.
As
well as that strike rate, man. Strike rate is 117. What do you expect? You can't expect to.
So Gale is somebody who has who really relies on an extremely high strike rate. And even in IPL, we've seen that his hard-hitting shots are now rather rare. I mean, it's not something which comes more naturally, more freely, like it was earlier. So now it's like become more of a rarity than something which is more usual. And in fact, I think Curtly Ambrose was even questioning his selection into the team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I think, and there was there was some back and forth, and I'm sure Chris Gale will want to prove a lot of people wrong.
And he does. Whenever he is put down, he usually proves everyone wrong. That is usually his case.
I really hope he does too this time, because we want to see some really big sixes, don't we? We want to see fireworks on the ground. So that'll be interesting to see.
There's one more player that we want to talk about is David Wiley. Who can play an important role in England's attack, especially against the West Indian left-handers, right?
Yes.
He has the ability to attack attack in the power play with a swing and seam. But will he be in the playing 11? That is the question. Because the 100 heroics, the series the 100, his heroics can he actually mirror it in a T20 format?
That will be interesting.
That is interesting to see, because in last T20s, the last 4 or 5 matches, that T20 matches that he has played, he hasn't been very, very effective. That is the question. Because if David Wiley is there, I think he can be quite effective. Let's talk about some of the matchups.
So we have Sam Bellings versus Andre Russell. The 10 balls that Andre Russell has faced. Sam Bellings has faced 10 balls. And he's got 18 runs and 1 dismissal. So
it is. I think it's an advantage to Andre
Russell.
Even though 180 strike rate is quite high, so it's even. We can call it even. Then because Sam Bellings usually comes a little late, it doesn't matter. Just 10 balls, 80 runs more important at the time when Sam Bellings usually comes. Let's talk about Jason Holder versus Chris Jordan. 10 balls that Jason Holder has faced Chris Jordan. He has been dismissed 3 times and has scored only 5 runs against Jordan. So it is advantage, but obviously Jason Holder is not in 11. I want him in 11. That's why I put it in the matchup. Let's talk about
Joss Butler versus Dwayne Bravo. 15 balls faced. He has been able to score 21 runs and just 1 wicket there.
So Bravo has been quite effective against Joss Butler. So it is advantage Bravo, it looks like, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It looks like. So less than 150 strike rate and a wicket, less than 30 average, 21 average is good. Let's talk about the probable playing 11. For England, we think that it's going to be Jason Roy, Joss Butler, David Malan, Bairstow, Owen Morgan, Liam Livingstone, Moeen Ali, Chris Wokes, Chris Jordan, Adil Rashid, and Timer Mills.
Do you really think David Malan will get to play? Because his performance has not been so great in the warm-up matches, and plus they really need seamers.
Yeah,
right. They don't have Sam Curran, they don't have Stokes, they don't have Archer. So Owen Morgan is really going to fall short of all-rounders to try and figure out.
I think that is why maybe David Wiley might come in. David Wiley might come in and can be a good assistant to Timer Mills, and then. Chris Wokes, maybe. Chris Wokes and David Wiley might open the bowling. And then Chris Jordan obviously is a death over specialist. And Timer Mills also kind of a death over specialist. But he will bowl.
They can also bowl the slow balls.
Yes, definitely.
So it'll be interesting to see finally who. This is our probable 11, but it'll be interesting to see who finally makes it.
Yes. But one more thing. If they take David Wiley for David Malan, that means they are cutting around a basket.
That is true, but again, like I said, Malan has not really shown too much of prowess.
That means that that means there's too much pressure on Butler, Owen Morgan to perform, and Owen Morgan has not been very effective in IPL as well.
Yes, he has not been performing very well as a batsman.
Let's talk about West Indies.
West Indies probable. We have Lewis, Simmons, Chase, Hetmeyer, Nicholas Pooran, Pollard, Andre Russell, Dwayne Bravo, Thomas or Rampal.
Rampal, if he comes, with his experience, he might come in. It was quite a surprising call back for Rampal, but still, let's see.
And then we have Hayden Walsh and McCoy.
They have a lot of spinners in this side. They don't have enough pacers. And I think Ravi Rampal can be quite effective. Because Chase, again, is a spinner. You have Andre Russell, Bravo, McCoy, because Walsh is a spinner as well. So.
Okay, who's your fantasy 11 pick?
One. I would prefer not to touch this as a fantasy 11 pick, as I already told. I don't want to pick anything. I want to see how the pitch works, how the team actually performs.
In this match, the toss might be crucial, right?
Very crucial, because the dew might come in.
Yes.
I personally feel that whoever chases has an advantage. But I personally feel let's just first decide who's going to win. Okay. I personally feel the West Indies is going to win.
It's very difficult to choose, but I would also go with West Indies.
Okay. If just imagine, think about the 11, think about the winning, who's going to win, and then choose your 11. Okay. So I have chosen this playing 11. My fantasy pick is this: Joss Butler, Evan Lewis, Jason Roy, Liam Livingstone will be the captain, and Evan Lewis will be my vice captain. Then Moeen Ali, Andre Russell, Lyndall Simmons, Shimron Hetmeyer, Chris Wokes, Jordan, McCoy. If David Wiley is in the lineup, please do select him. Okay.
So yeah, that's about it for today's video. We really hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to be coming up with loads of new content, and we're going to enjoy T20 World Cup 2021 to the maximum.
With you people.
Yes, so please do tune in to Simbly Chumma as and when each and every single day we're going to come up with preview 360s, and all the India matches we're going to watch live with you.
The second half,
yes.
Obviously.
So we will put out all that information so that you can join us as we watch all the matches and, fill up on all the possible fun. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you so much. Bye.